Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hyrule Chronicles, Zelda D&D episode 42.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
Correct. It is the answer.
I will eventually get to the point where I can confidently rattle that number off the top of my head.
No, you won't.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're right.
have confidence.
No.
So, I am ArticulateT, the Game Master, and with me today, as always, playing Renji Vox, I have TheNetherlad.
Good evening.
Playing Hikan Sio, I have Alvarance.
I'm in danger.
And playing Ziden Shari, I have RoboPirate.
He is in so much danger.
And playing Max, I have Keistrith.
Prepare for an earth-shattering kaboom.
Yay! So, what happened last time?
So, last time, after we decided to do some investigations that led us into the sewers, we took a look around and interrogated the bandits that we had knocked out. After interrogating them and making them fear for just about what all their concussion-addled minds could fathom, we took a look around after leaving them blinded, deafened, and gagged, scared in the dank, dark sewers because we're the heroes of the story. And then we walked up north, found a sleeping sea wraith, I believe was what they were referred to as. I can't quite remember at the moment. And we webbed him up, asked him some questions, and he was being far more willing and a lot more able to answer some of our questions in exchange for protection, in which case we're going to try to call in a favor with Castletown and see how that goes. And then we decided to head south, leave our new friend hanging with his new spider friend about halfway back. And we were trying to sneak around to go get the mist-generating gem. Hikan slipped, his foot landed in what is generously referred to as water, and he was grasped very hard by a tentacle and is half dead, halfway to death's door already.
Yes, and so it is that we rejoin our heroes as we utter the phrase that everybody loves, roll initiative.
Can we move on to the screen so we can click our tokens?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. We could do that.
Make it easy for you.
Boom, there we go.
There
It might
we
take
go.
I do not like this music for the specifics of this fight.
Oh, we are on the ball today.
You are.
We
You're
are
very much
on the ball today.
Let's hope that your opponent is not on the ball.
Oh wow, that's not too bad at all.
You just have to roll less than a 19.
I rolled.
Yeah.
So on the ball.
So very much on the ball. I'm actually
I
kind of
also
glad.
happen to have the lowest dexterity.
Yeah.
Huh.
Goes
Uh,
5, 4, 3, 2, 2.
Yep. I believe your spiders have this. Do the spiders have a separate initiative?
They do, but I think my first spell's going to be... Well, I suppose if they get above, they could have a turn before I dismiss them.
Yeah, give it a shot.
So that's just going to be 9. Yeah, I'm going to not use them, so you don't need to worry about putting them on.
Okay.
Other guy will get sort of a chance to escape. He's suspended upside down on over a sewer, but
Yeah.
and he's
Okay.
already relying on us for protection, so if he runs away, well, he's not going to get protected.
Let's see. Okay, so I think that's everybody rolled. And that comes up to Hikan's turn. Hikan! You're currently grasped by this tentacle held by this big, bulbous creature. it takes, I believe, an action to try and escape the beast.
Yeah, to escape grapples, it does. I'm just pulling up a bunch of different things to verify the rules for myself, but while I'm waiting to do that, I'm gonna make 2 strikes against it to see if I can hit it. 23 for 8.
Okay.
And then on the first one, I am going to go ahead, and I have a feeling its con is exceptionally high because it's a big boy that lives in a sewer. But I would like to use Stunning Strike, please.
Okay. Let's see. So what is the DC on your Stunning Strike?
My DC is 14.
14. Okay.
Constitution.
Gets a 17 on its Constitution roll.
Okay, that didn't go as well as I planned to.
It's quite a plus.
It again.
Nice.
I believe grapple means I have disadvantage. I'm not sure.
I don't believe so.
There's travel conditions here.
You're just restrained.
I don't see the words advantage or disadvantage on grapple.
Your movement speed becomes 0.
Restrained does have disadvantage.
Yeah, but you're.
Yeah.
I believe you're merely grappled, and not restrained.
Yeah, grappled is you can't move, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not worth doing that, so I'll just go ahead and spend another key point and hit it 2 more times for the moment.
Okay.
So 21 for 8 more, and 17 for 11.
So many punches.
Let's see. 21 for 8 and 17 for 11. Yeah. They're both
Alright,
hit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So 26, 37 damage from just whacking it with my elbow repeatedly in the tentacle.
It's like punching a damp gym mat. It is not a. It's. Yeah. It's There's definitely a bit
I know what that feels like.
Must you be so graphic?
I have to be. It's my job.
That's fair.
But yes, you smack it a couple of times, and you believe it, like it groans and wails, but it's difficult to say exactly what it's thinking. But yeah.
So for my free action, just to make sure that everyone's like heard my big groans from getting whacked in the first place, I'm just loudly half shout whispering bad touch. And that's my turn.
Okay. Ziden.
I will delay my turn until immediately after Max.
Okay. Max.
Well, first Max says 3 words in a booming, snarling language that you do not understand but do recognize as the one he uses for all his magic. And then the sewers are briefly lit up and a very, very loud boom happens.
Ah.
As he casts lightning bolt straight in the thing's face. If it understands Draconic, Max said let him go.
Charitable to assume that it understood anything, but
yeah, I know. It might be some sort of dragon creature, I don't know.
Okay, so it'll make his dexterity save, gets a 3.
39 lightning damage.
39 lightning damage. Okay, let's see. So
You did like 7 more damage, or like, yeah, 7 more damage than I did from punching it just by telling it to let me go.
Yeah.
the
That's real bad.
Okay, so several things happen as you let loose the lightning bolt. First of which, it is incredibly loud in here, possibly helped by the fact that you're in a cramped sewer space, and that sound.
I did say to prepare for a shattering kaboom.
Yeah. So that sound echoes throughout the entire tunnels, and it causes this hideous ringing in all of your ears. I'm not going to make you roll Constitution saves to not be deafened. That would be very cruel of me. But as the smoke and ionized air and sewer smell kind of clears slightly, you can see two things. One, it seems that your lightning attack hasn't done as much damage as you would have wanted it to, but it does seem to be jerking and it seems to be reacting poorly in a way that doesn't suggest physical damage, but it seems off. So you can probably estimate that while you've done half damage, you have inflicted it with a bunch more other nonsense that has really fucked its day over.
I'm okay with this.
So that would be 19.
Ruining its day is my top priority right now.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be your turn, unless you have any bonus
Okay.
actions or movement that you want to do.
No,
Okay. All right.
but I believe Ziden wanted to go just after me.
Yes.
Did you say that I am able to use first level bonus action spells as well as higher level spells?
Yes. So long as the second spell that you cast is so you can cast if you cast a spell of third level or higher on your turn is either an action or a bonus action, you can then use your bonus action or action to cast a second or level or lower spell on the same turn. But if it's concentration, it still breaks concentration of any other spell that you might be concentrating on.
Okay, so the first thing that happens is this spider all the way up here somehow gives him a little wave and then poofs into a cloud of berries, leaves, and smoke. As does this one over here.
You can't hear it because of the still ringing and thunderous crushing going through the tunnels, but you could probably assume there's a brief "What?"
What? No, he's attached to the ceiling.
Oh right, the web stays. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And instead, Ziden will summon up two mighty giant octopuses.
Ah, yes.
Fuck it.
Friends.
And then I have to roll initiative for them. They come in at 16.
Okay.
And then I shall use my bonus spell to cast Healing Word on Hikan for 7 hit points. Just a single, what seems to be shaped of a glowing goodberry, flies through the air into Hikan's body.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even his other spells are good berries.
Yeah.
All healing spells must be good berries.
They're good berries, Brent.
Yeah, here they are.
Give me a sec. A couple of things I need to take care of here. Alright. There we go. And that goes after them. Right, okay. Sweet. So you've done your main action, you've done your bonus action. Do you want to move anywhere?
Not really anywhere good to move to. If anything, I'd probably want to make a bit of distance between me and the thing, but it's going to be busy with octopus in just a second.
Okay.
So I'm probably fine where I am.
That's fine. Renji.
Yes. Renji, hearing Hikan shout "bad touch," just turns around as Max does the bolt as holy shit. He wants to go and run between Max and Ziden, so that he is over here, and without stopping,
Okay.
he's jumping towards the creature,
Okay.
and he's going to stab twice quickly with his rapier.
Okay.
So that is one. That's a 27 to hit for 13 piercing
Okay.
damage.
Nice.
That's once. Then twice. 18. 18 to hit.
Maximum damage on both hits.
Oh, that is
Nice.
max damage on both hits. That's very nice. Is he flanked?
Flat. Yes, but yeah, okay.
So I would like to do sneaky damage on one of them.
Do you sneaky?
He
I will
doesn't
do my
need to-
sneaky.
He doesn't need to be
It's
flanked.
max damage again. So okay.
He doesn't need to be flanked for sneaky damage. You just need an ally within 5 feet of the enemy.
That too.
Yeah. Okay. And as I am, would I still be in the air for this?
At least until gravity takes its normal effect.
Yes, until gravity notices. So
Kick
before
off, kick
gravity
off.
notices, I will use Misty Step. And well, yes, of course, it's spell level 3. Well, I'm not sure if that makes a difference, but okay. And I jump whoop over this way.
Okay.
So I stab twice, aiming at what I think are its vitals, and then in a shower of these black twilight particles, I disappear and reappear on the other side of the cistern.
Okay. Sweet. Nice. And I'm guessing that's your go.
That is my go.
Okay. Octopi.
So, the octopi
Octopodes!
both do the same thing, which is tentacles.
That hits. 12.
So it is automatically grappled,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one just hits for more.
A lot more.
Wow.
You see, I told you guys it would be fine.
I figured it would be, but when it hits you once and wipes out over half your HP,
Yeah.
There is some anxiety.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So, yeah, they both have it grappled, and because it is grappled, it is restrained. And because it is restrained...
It has 0 speed, its attacks have disadvantage, and attacks against it have advantage. And it has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throws, you say?
Yes.
I do a bunch of those.
Okay. Nice. I'm guessing because they're now grappled onto it, they have to kind of stay there.
I mean, technically one of them, I think, can grapple at a time.
I guess so.
Don't know if multiple things can grapple.
That's a point. We'll look into that later.
There is a lot of it, so...
Yeah. Okay, so after the octopi have had their go, behind this octopi in particular, there is a sudden kind of foaming of the water, and it kind of like a kind of blender sort of movement seems to kind of form behind it as many small fish lash out at this invader into their home and begin to bite.
Oh shit, piranhas.
Yes, a swarm of quippers has noticed a new meal.
I don't know whether or not a restrained creature can give advantage though.
No. Well, I wasn't really counting the monster and the fish as allies anyway.
Okay.
So,
That
but
hits anyway.
okay, so that's
Another
15 piercing damage. Yes. Well, they have a rule here. I don't know what it does, but I might only come into it next time. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that's their go. And then I believe it falls to the mighty monster that is not doing so hot. Okay. So it currently has. The situation is it is currently wrapped by 2 giant octopi. and it is still feeling the
It's not
horrors.
octopi.
Fine. The multiple octopuses.
Thank
The
you.
multiple octopus. And there we have other things that happen. Let's see. I just need to
Still
read
spot.
the thing on this one. Okay. All right. Let's see. What the froghemoth is going to do is it's going to try and pull Hikan. Actually, you know what? It's not going to do that. What it's going to do, what it's going to do is it's going to trade appendages. So it'll open its big toothy maw, and its tongue will snap out and try and grab at Hikan, like at the top half section where he isn't fully grappled. And Hikan, I would like you to make me a strength saving throw, please.
A strength save. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, 17.
That is a 17. So try as you might, impeded slightly by the tentacle that you're already being grappled by, this other appendage wraps around your upper half and pulls you out of the slimy tentacle much, much closer towards it. But because of the lightning damage that has been inflicted by it, it can't then use its bonus action to bite at you. So it'll have to wait for its next turn to attempt that. Yeah, that'll be its turn. Everything else has been kind of robbed of it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, then a short time after the froghemoth has moved, Max, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh boy. That's a 13.
That is a 13. Okay.
I'm not good at those.
So, with this one, as you're kind of focusing on this monster, the sight and the lightning and everything has become it's too much to focus on, and your natural sort of like danger sense sort of intuition doesn't kick in time enough for a figure to apparate out of the mist and try and pull their claw towards you. They'll only get the one attack, but they will attempt to strike at you. There's a 24 hit your AC.
That's it.
Okay, so you take 6 slashing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
That's a 9.
You are now poisoned for 1 hour as you are hit with the.
No.
Although, hold on. Were you one of the people who have you taken Hikan's antivenom from before? Because he did prepare one.
Don't remember.
I know I gave it to everybody. I don't know if everyone took it. I know I haven't taken mine because I was going to wait until we ran into these guys to do it.
Okay.
It is temporary.
All right, but
Yeah,
you are.
I don't know how long it lasts, so I don't think I did take it.
Okay, so yeah, you are poisoned for 1 hour, as you are afflicted with this skin eroding compound, and then after that, and that'll be it. Okay, Hikan, it is now your go.
So as the froghemoth is pulling me towards its mouth, using my masterful monk skills, I will twist my body and put one foot on its top jaw and one foot on its lower jaw and attempt to escape by slipping out.
Okay.
Is this escaping a grapple or?
It is a grapple, but the DC is we'll consider it a normal grapple attempt escape.
Okay. To escape. Oh, frick. I believe that's a strength check, or is it athletics or acrobatics? I don't remember.
Let's see. Let me have a look. Entry, movement, first interaction, initiative. Damage types, cover, attack rolls, melee attacks, grappling. Escaping a grapple. A grapple creature can use its action to escape. To do so, it must succeed on a strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check contested by your strength athletics check. So, the Varkemoth is going to roll its strength and probably not get the 28. No. So you are now no longer grappled by the thing's tongue.
And then as I'm running back up, I see, or taking a quick look around, I see that Max was cut by something. So as I'm saying, nope, 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 from the Froghemoth, I will go stand here on the very edge. And then I will go ooga booga booga in that guy's face because I'm still wearing the squid mask. And I will burn a key point and use patient defense.
Okay. Sweet.
And that is turn.
Okay. Ziden.
To work out what to change into. How deep is this sewery, watery goop?
It's suitably deep enough to hide this thing in its entirety, so you could probably assume at the very least 20 to 25 foot deep. But you also assume by the shape it's probably more of a bowl.
So Ziden's gonna move to this spot here.
Okay.
Which would have to be there. And then it's time for a kaiju battle.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just hide him in there. Kaiju! And the only thing I can really do unless it gets knocked prone. Or could I have? So if I was.
For audio listeners, he has turned into a giant elk again.
Yes.
Good. There. Good. There. So I will go to there, turn to an elk and run to there.
Okay.
So that I can use the charging ram attack.
Okay.
For
Oddly,
17
oh
to
yeah,
hit.
I forgot you had like a flanking thing. I was like, oddly enough, 13 doesn't hit. No, you got a 17.
Target extra 2d6 damage, must despair or be knocked prone.
Alright, so it takes 20 damage, then must take a thing.
I believe the damage extra is calculated, it just needs to make the straight info.
It's a 19.
Ah. It's up for now.
Yeah.
So, Ziden rushes through the water into an appropriate spot, transforming into a giant elk and ramming head first into the monstrosity. It is quite a lot of churning of the water with all these things in there.
Yeah. Okay. Max.
After making a noise that could probably charitably be called a word if you squint,
Yeah.
Matt's gonna drink that potion that Hikan so wonderfully made for him.
Hey.
Describe the quality, like the taste and texture of your potion, Hikan, since you made it.
Despite Hikan's best efforts, it is still a very caustic and acidic substance that it was made from, and so it's kind of like a very kind of like a cheap sweet type of wine with a very bitter and sour aftertaste.
Okay. So he's
So
grimacing.
it's one of those, oh, this is easy, and then you just have to swallow it hard.
He's grimacing.
Yeah.
And he's not sure if it's from the pain or the potion.
Yeah.
And what kind of action is drinking a potion?
I'd say it's a free object interaction, truth be told. Oh wait, no, hold on. If
Okay.
it's a potion, then it would be a bonus action, going by the rules
Okay.
that we've got.
Max's tunnel vision is switched right now. So, gonna give this this boy here a lightning slap. 21 to hit for 15 lightning damage on Shocking Grasp.
Nice.
Just straight punch it in the face.
Like it recoils back from the strike. And he,
And he just looks it dead in the eyes and says, again in Draconic, bad move.
Okay. Nice strike. Sweet. So bonus action, main action. Are you gonna stay where you are?
I don't want to get hit again.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay here and back up the count.
Okay. Renji.
Right then, a bit out of place on the other side of the thing. How well can I see Max and Hikan engaging this?
I just have the
wraith.
Fox lightning hands, but this guy's in the way.
Yeah.
There's a big slab of nastiness.
Okay. Well, big slab of nastiness. I am going to run parallel it, jump over or around the squid, if that's possible.
Squid's an ally, he lets you past.
Okay. Maybe give me a bounce as I wing. Run over here. That would give me, yeah. I'm going to stand over here. All of my movement spent, and I'm just holding up the rod of the Pact Keeper, and I twirl around for a moment, and 2 blasts of these twilight particles come from either end and just arc against the froggy myth.
Okay.
And that's Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
That's a 26 for 6 force damage,
Okay.
and a 13 for 2.
Sadly,
It's 18 actually.
No,
Still,
he doesn't get the
He's restrained.
restrained.
Attack
Oh, yeah.
rolls. Or
then it's a 18 to hit for 2 force damage.
2. Okay. Excellent.
And I would also like to use a bonus action to down that potion.
Okay. So you down the potion, providing you with much needed,
Resistance.
Yes. Okay. All right. Sweet. There's the giant octopus's go.
swing, swing.
Okay. So there's a total of 18 damage. It can't really be more restrained than it already is.
It can be so much more restrained.
Give
Also, I
it
don't
a
actually
big-
have control over the giant elf.
Give it a bigger hug.
Okay. Give me a sec. I think that's something I still need to actually fix.
Shouldn't have eaten all those rumble balls. No? Oh.
Where is Ziden's? Yeah, Ziden's giant elk. There's just like on the drop down list of represents character, there is just a big block of Ziden's giant, and it's just. Okay, sweet. Yeah. Awesome. Then it's the Quippers goes. They're hungry, and now they're in a blood frenzy because the thing they're fighting is doesn't have all of its hit points, so they get this with advantage. 24 for hit for 17.
That's alright.
Yeah. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, nom.
Yeah, they're eating good tonight.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
that's the thing is they bite away at it. Whenever they get their mouthful, it just turns into like dust and good berries.
They're eating good tonight.
They're eating good.
Good berry.
Alright. With the quippers out of the way, it becomes the Frogima's turn. Now, I just need to double check to see how long shock susceptibility lasts. I think it's until the end of its next turn. Right, okay. So it is end of its next turn. So it's still unable to do shit beyond what it can already do. So what it is going to attempt to do is it's going to try and slap one of the octopi with its tentacles.
That makes sense.
Pow! Does a 24?
Ow.
Sorry. Does the
That's the damage number.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
it hits. Which one was it targeting?
The top one.
Poof.
Okay. But it's still restrained by the other one, so it's still a disadvantage. But that was 24 to hit for 24 damage. It tries to kind of grapple around something that is now no longer there, and the green tentacle just slithers back.
Manages to catch some leaves and branches and a good berry.
Yeah. Okay. Then it comes down to the Sea Wraith's turn. This Sea Wraith, now fully in the melee with you two, is going to try and swipe at you each once. I think, yeah, it can only attack twice. So it'll do this one for Hikan for 9, which is a miss. And the other one for Max. 17 to hit.
Yep.
That's 10 slashing damage, but you have the antivenom now, so you don't need to worry about the poison. Then, Ziden, behind you, you hear a splish as yet another one appears out of the mist to try and strike at you. But it's going to do it once because it needs to do its thing. So, does an 18 hit your giant LKC?
Yes.
Okay, so you take 7 slashing, and you are make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
No.
Okay, you are poisoned.
And I am concentrating still.
Yeah. So there's DC 14, and you're poisoned for 1 hour, unless you have already drunk your antivenom.
No.
No. Okay. Right. And that's that. Hikan.
Can you knock somebody prone?
Can I knock somebody prone?
Preferably this guy or this guy.
I don't think you can
No.
the biggest guy for us.
It gotta be open hand for that one.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to squeeze between the fish boy and Max real quick.
Yep.
And I would like to use one of my attacks to do a shove to shove him into the water
Okay.
and force him 5 feet back away from Max.
Okay. I just need to deliberate because it's like a shove is a form of attack, but it's not using a specific attack roll. So I'm wondering how to do this. Make a special melee attack to shove a creature. Okay. Yeah. So I tell you what we'll do. So roll the things to do your shove.
Do an athletics, and then they do athletics or acrobatics to contest it. That is a natural 20.
You guys are on fire tonight. Yeah. So you, poof! The guy topples backwards, but as his back falls to the ground, poof, he disappears into a cloud of mist.
Good. That means that he's away from Max, so Max can get some distance if need be. Okay, and I still have 1 attack, so I will run forward to this gentleman, flanking with my best friend, the elk,
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make I'm gonna make one unarmed strike against him, and then I'm going to spend another key point to use patient defense.
Okay. When you throw out that first attack, whooah! Once more, the guy turns around, vanishes into a cloud of mist.
And then I will go ahead and wait right where I'm at.
Fucking ninjas.
Bastards. And that'll be turn.
Okay. Ziden.
Does it still look like it's twitching and shocked?
Not anymore.
Oh dear. Restrained doesn't take away its ability to do reaction attack.
It doesn't.
It would have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because it's...
But it would get the opportunity to do them.
I think it's best I just use a basic attack on it. For 17 for 11.
Okay. That is a hit. It deals 11 points of damage.
And I'm done.
Okay. Miax.
Well, my target poofed away into nothing, so I guess I better refocus on the big guy. Well, he really didn't like being hit with lightning, so... throw more of it at him, but in a different form.
Oops, I realised I just deleted the octopus which had the turn on it.
Ah, okay. I'll give
It
you a
was
sec.
16.
Yeah.
Max just snarls a bunch more nonsense and points staff at the big thing, and
Ooh.
time for unlimited power.
That's definitely a hit, so you deal your initial 12 damage. Which
Disclaimer, power actually limited.
Time for witch ball.
Not for a minute, it's not.
There we go. Yep, so it's 1d12 on a hit target, 1d12 lightning damage, and on each of your turns during duration, you use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically. The spell ends if you use your action to do anything else.
And at second level higher, this is at second level, the damage increases by 1d12.
Ah. Indeed. That was a total of 12 damage, which has then been halved to 6 because
Also,
of its resistances.
I get my charisma bonus because it's lightning.
Ah. So you do. That was pretty good. It's like, because as you can see, it went from it calmed down and then you hit it with the lightning and now it's just it's not having a good time. But yeah. So Renji, unless Max needed to move anywhere or had bonus actions that he wanted to do.
The only movement he makes is to clutch the big scratches on his chest because ow.
Renji sees the effectiveness of, the lightning. Realizes that he doesn't have that so much, so instead he is going to... he wants to teleport to a more advantageous position, but then he realizes there really isn't, unless he wants to get into the water. Not a good idea.
You could maybe stand on the very edge there, but...
Yeah, what he is going to do is he is going to attempt a similar style to what he's been doing and do Misty Step, but instead of that he is going to use a Thunder Step.
Okay.
And he is going to move over here, ending there. All creatures in a 10-foot radius take damage, specifically... it's spell level 3. That's a DC 16 Constitution saving throw for 13 thunder damage.
Alright, so the big froggy guy is a 22.
Ooh.
Only taking 7.
Yeah.
And the Quippers, they will take.
The thunder can be heard up to 300 feet away.
Getting loud underground.
Yeah.
Imagine like the people who live above this, what's going on.
Like they hear these explosions, basically.
I already apologize.
I haven't.
Will you?
I'm apologizing.
Probably not.
No, you just blame it on me.
The Quippers take the full 11. Oh, they fail, so they take the full 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that was my action. And as a bonus action, I am going to look at the froggy moth. My eyes have these square pupils, and as they dilate slowly, I say in Twily, "Now you are marked. I will bring you to my." No, I said, "No, you are marked. You will do." And I'm going to put Hexblade's curse on him.
Okay. He's been Hexblade cursed.
I imagine your patron would love to have a weird giant frog monster thing.
Yeah, I mean, as far as
It's a
goes,
great
this isn't too
conversation.
bad.
It's a great conversation starter.
Yeah.
By the way, have you seen my giant octofrog?
See, I don't know how the stuff ends up, but sometimes I like to imagine it just plops in on his living room carpet. And like when it's a small thing, it's like, this is whatever, I can work with this.
In the middle
Damn
of
it, Renji, I just cleaned.
in the middle of him having afternoon tea with his relatives.
You must excuse my ward, my charge. He does this sometimes.
Oh, and it probably really smells too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny.
For evilness' sake, Renji.
I really hope you kill it now.
Oh yeah.
See, like we're sitting there, frogtopus, frog octopus. We should be saying cephalofrog.
Ah.
I like that. That's great. Okay. But yes. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Renji?
I've not moved, and I'm going to stay over here, just in case I can get the drop on him next round. That's it. I'm not going to move. I've used my bonus action and my action. That's it.
Okay. And it's a giant octo turn.
21, 9 damage. Still grappled.
Oh, wait,
Still
no.
grappled. Okay. Sweet.
Things aren't allowed to not be grappled.
Things are not allowed to not be grappled, indeed. But yes.
You must hold them, cherish them.
Yeah. So there. He's gonna be feeling that for a while. Wailing again in pain, which you can barely hear over the constant thunder that seems to be happening within this sewer. Right, then it's the Quippers' turn. They're gonna move over here.
They got a tasty bleeding giant thing in front of them.
They have a tasty bleeding giant thing in front of them, but they also have a tasty bleeding small thing which they believe they have better luck with. But I will roll to see which they appeal to more.
Can they get at Renji? Isn't he out of the water?
Yeah, they can breach, I guess. They can, yeah.
Ooh.
I've seen piranhas in a feeding frenzy. They can reach.
Okay.
But can they sense my blood above the water?
Swarm of Quippers that's in the actual D&D thing, they have a reach of 0 on their bite.
Oh, so they do. Oh yeah, they need to enter the same space as something, don't they? Okay. So they are going to enter the same space as the Froghemoth, because they can actually reach it. And they're going to
Thank
bite
you,
it.
rules lawyers.
But they
Well,
miss.
he's got it.
Rules attorney.
No, they hit.
They do?
Because it's restrained.
Oh, yeah, so they do. That's
All
a
attacks
lot of.
against it.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, yes.
Nom
Oof.
nom nom.
Nom,
Get
nom,
some
nom.
flex seal.
17 nom 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 damage.
17 nom 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 damage. They're
Poor
from-
Quippers, that must taste nasty.
Yeah. They will continue to devour the Froghemoth.
They're like, finally, we can eat this thing.
On what may be considered its final go, it can only do one thing with possible disadvantage. What can it do? Also, I realize one of the things in the Froghemoth thing is written wrong, but I'll deal with that later. Is going to attempt to. It's going to panic eat and attempt to eat someone because they are within range. I just need to very quickly edit this thing because there's an actual grievous error on one of the things that it can do, and I don't believe that it should be capable of accomplishing that.
Okay.
When the Froghemoth gets his teeth around something, it can do 1,000 damage.
Well, that's the thing. There was a bit where a bit of information, like a plus sign, was missing. So it's like when it's in this thing, it does 3d67 damage. Like no, not even ancient dragons do that. But what it is going to do is it's going to try and like almost kind of collapse forwards to try and get at you, Renji, with its maw. And it's going,
Come on, I'm so not having a good time now.
going to try and bite at you. I guess like a 15 does not hit your AC.
15 does not hit.
Okay.
Not at all. Not even without my shield.
So it... You kind of just...
And I want to whack it away with my shield. And in a language that the others will probably understand, just common, is like, no, not freedom.
Well, if it wasn't restrained, it would have got you that 28.
Oh yes! Oh yes, it would have.
Restrained and being lightninged and...
Does the lightning give it disadvantage?
I don't know.
What it has is shock susceptibility. So what it is it takes lightning damage. It suffers several effects at the end of its turn. Its speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC. Oh, okay. There was a bunch of things that could have. Even the original bite, if it had normal rolls, would have been a. Let's see. And dexterity saving throws. It can't use reactions and multi-attack, and on its turn, it can use either an action or a bonus action, but not both. So it used its action to try and bite you. That's it. That's its turn.
Quick, curb stomp it!
Then, meanwhile, once again, out of the mists, there is another swipe at the elk from a sea wraith. Hua! Does a 16 hit your AC?
It does.
Okay, you take 8 slashing damage. And don't worry about the Constitution save, because I think you're already poisoned, and it's just, it doesn't layer itself. You don't get super
That's fine.
disadvantage. Alright, and then the other one will run up to Hikan and attempt the same thing.
At disadvantage for patient defense.
Indeed. And 9 does not hit you.
Okay.
Okay. And that's that goes. Hikan.
Hikan's gonna be all like, let's see. Actually, how far is it? Oh, that's totally within range, because I assume this is the altar that
Yes.
they saw with the gem and stuff in it.
Hmm.
And it's like, well, bye! And Hikan just books it to the altar. I will take the attack of opportunity.
Okay. So 10 doesn't hit you.
Nope.
And
And so
Alright.
see the gem with the map of Sarcossa over it, right?
What you see in clearer detail is not necessarily a gem, but you see what
Mhm.
appears to be a crystalline mask, which is sat on this map of the town of Sarcossa. And within the crystalline work of the map of the gem, or the crystalline work of the mask, you see these roiling smoke.
Cool. Can I grab the mask?
Yes.
Neat. I now have a mask. Is that like an action or bonus action or anything like that? Is the mist starting to dissipate?
As you
Or is it too soon
remove
to
the
say?
mask from the pedestal,
You die.
you can see all of you see this fog rush in through the tunnels and then just get vacuumed up into this mask. And it's like a really violent reaction that you're struggling to hold on to the thing in your hands as it does this. But eventually, the fog recedes. There we go.
Oof.
Hey.
And was that an action or anything?
I'm gonna say, well, let's see. I'd say that would be like your free object interaction, because it wasn't
Okay.
restrained down or anything like that. It was literally just resting on top of this map.
Okay, I will make my way 10 feet back. And from here, that's 30, that's 30. Let me check the range on these real quick. Okay, I'm gonna make a dart attack against both of the squid-faced dudes, one each,
Mhm.
at disadvantage because of the range.
Okay,
So one dart is 13 to hit.
that is sadly a miss.
Okay, and the next one is a natural 20. It's
You haven't
also
got
only
your
doing my
dice in
dex
there.
mod on. Yeah, I believe it's D4, so I'll just roll 2d4 real quick.
Yeah.
So 8 damage.
Which one did you want to have hit?
It was going to be the this one was going to be the first one, so this one's the second one.
Okay. So it's 3, so it's 8 damage in total. There we go.
Okay, and I will get on fixing that while it is someone else's turn.
Okay. Sweet. Ziden.
I'm a stomp on the frog
Okay.
for a 20. No. Or 10
10? Oh yeah, because of poison.
because of poison.
Because of poison. Sadly,
Unless you can go advantage from that, and disadvantage for poison.
let's see. You're so
So I'm
you're
flanking, he's restrained, and I'm poisoned.
yeah. Okay, I consider that advantage, and for the sake of kaiju battle, how do you want to do this?
So, let's see, he's giant elk form. You'll rear down his head, crunching up all the horns into it, lifting it high into the air and letting out a victorious roar before slamming him down back into the water.
Yeah.
And turning to give the other two a very intense glare.
Roll intimidation.
Frog
Is one of
octopus
these ones-
blood still dripping from his horns.
Is one of these ones the one that fears elk from the other night?
Well, unless it's advantage for that, it's not very good.
I'd say because of the mask, it's hard to tell what they're thinking right now. They definitely see you as the threat. But yeah, they are.
Can I see them quivering?
Make a perception check.
Not today.
Not today.
Far too covered in frog blood.
Okay. But yeah.
Oh well.
Did you want to move anywhere?
Yeah, that'll just give them opportunity attacks. I can wait.
Okay. Miax.
It says spell cuts out because its target is dead.
Hmm.
Gonna slowly turn to look at these guys down here. I had not forgot. Which one of them has blood on his claws? Because the one that hit me.
They kind of both do.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
one
can't
hit
tell.
Ziden, one hit you.
Ah. Ziden's there. That's 30 feet. I'm gonna basically jump up onto Ziden's back, run along him, and leap over his horns to get back here.
Okay.
Hi guys. And once I'm over there, I'm gonna do my patented lightning punch on this one.
Okay.
He's further away from Hikan.
Very nice. So you kind of land, wheel around. There's a
Just basically hammer strike down on his head as I land.
nice, very nice. He is suitably damaged, and there's a sudden as you.
As he does that, I'm gonna roar in his face.
Okay.
Like the one of the more animalistic roars that comes out when Max is really mad.
Very cool. Okay, Renji.
I am a little bit disappointed. And like I shake my head, wondering why I'm trying to impress the harvester, and instead I am going to just shoot 2 blasts into the water, trying to get as many quippers as I possibly can to like give the harvester something.
Okay.
Probably
Maybe-
making him a little bit disappointed.
Maybe
in
he
the
fancies
process.
eating some fish today.
Yeah, might get some chips too, like killing some potatoes.
Yeah.
Have you ever determined whether or not you can just stab a corpse and send it over?
My question
Maybe
is,
for-
why are you considering this?
I don't know.
I thought you
I'm just
didn't like them very much.
I know, that's the whole point.
But don't you have to send it things occasionally in order to keep your magic?
I don't know yet.
Better to err on
Anyway,
the, better to err on the
Eldritch
side of caution
Blast!
there.
14 for 5 and 10 for 7 on the quippers.
The 14 hits, the 10 does not.
Oof.
So you have 5 force damage to these quippers.
To the quippers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see like a couple of quipper corpses kind of just float to the surface.
I believe they're misnamed. I haven't heard any good quips from them this entire battle.
Also, do the corpses float up, or are they like assimilated?
You find that a couple of them kind of just pixelate away, they kind of disintegrate into pixels.
Okay.
I love the idea of Renji just attacking the swarm continuously, and like every 6 seconds, just 2 or 3 more quippers just land in front of the harvester.
So I'm going to move over here to the west,
Mhm.
and having used my action. I did get 9 temporary hit points as the froggy moth died.
Hooray!
And like there's this glowing, these particles around me that now protect me for a moment. And beyond that, that is it. I will do. No, I will dash. No, I can't dash.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Then this is the giant octopus's turn.
Lucian,
Bloop bloop. Bloop bloop.
Ah,
Blob 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 blob.
the octopus snatches forth with his tentacles, grabbing this guy, and as there's a panic sort of flailing, there's a...
It's
As-
non-lethal octopus, at least.
non-lethal, yes, but it is... the
I
flame...
just like the idea that every movement the octopus makes, the music from Octodad starts playing.
And that's the octopus done.
As far as like battles go, I would prefer Splatoon.
I'll have the octopus
also do.
hold up this guy's body out of the water, pointed at the other one in a type of, you should probably stop now.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Just look around yourself a moment.
They say hold it up as if it was like just puppeting the limbs. It's just you. You need to stop. This is your friend talking.
This is Bernie.
Okay. Is it
Are the Quippers just gonna eat the corpse I've left them?
Yes. Just kind
Hooray!
Oh, okay. Well, you have given them a
Wait,
substantial meal. Frogmoth is dead. This guy is going to put all his ducks in a row, and he's going to utilize a bonus action to disengage, main action to dash, and he's going to attempt to flee up here. I think that's it as far as he can go. How fast?
I'll use the telepathy to send after him. Our monk runs faster than you! Hell, I run faster than him now.
Hikan.
"15 feet of movement puts me right there. And so 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So I'm gonna just fucking run.
Hi.
And then just like mid-air, I kind of want to do like a helicopter kick. And just clock him in the head non-lethally. 17 for 6.
Okay, that hits,
20 for 8.
and that also hits.
Is he still up?
He is still up.
And bonus action thwackums. 15 for 9.
That sadly misses.
Okay. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay,
Because I can't share space with them, so.
Ziden.
Alright. Ziden will go here, then here. Dum 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 dum.
Can I get an oof in chat?
Is he down yet?
He's down, like over here slightly. I should probably. Oh, there we go.
Does he succeed at his strength saving throw?
I'm gonna say he takes the
probably
damage
not.
first, so he's unconscious and automatically fails his strength save though, as you
Correct.
barrel him across the room.
Does he fly over Samael's head?
Samael's still a little ways back.
Oh,
there.
and because he's on the ceiling.
Yeah,
He's still a little ways.
he's quite a ways. If
Oh.
Ziden had managed to get the trajectory right, possibly, but yeah, that was whew. Well,
Combat ending, Ziden will finally turn away from being a giant elf. And suggest we take his body out of the water in case of more Quippers.
I was about to say the first thing that Hikan does when there's room is just step onto the thing to get away from the Quippers.
yeah.
Renji slowly makes his way to the body of the Frogmoth that he sees being ravaged by the Squippers. And curiously, he forms his rapier into a spear and stabs the Froggermoth with it.
Okay. Okay. Stab into it, and seconds pass like hours as you wait for some kind of response. And it does eventually begin to very slowly disintegrate into black pixels. But it's a rather large thing, so you assume it'll probably take a while.
And with my square pupil eyes, I just wait until it's completely disintegrated.
Okay.
Max is leaning against the wall on the far side of the circle, and he's also watching it. His eyes are glowing a very bright blue, enough to give off light in the darkness.
Hey, Ziden, I'll trade you a limp body for a cool-looking mask.
Sure. Ziden will
Okay.
take the cool mask and help get this body out of the water.
Because you have a bag of holding and I do not.
Can I inspect the mask before I put it in the bag?
Sure. You're able to inspect the mask. Other than it having its own unique series of stitches and stuff, it is more or less the same design as all the others. Just a very basic octopus mask.
He will tuck it away.
I think it's something about the crystal one.
Yeah, the
Oh.
crystal one. The fog one.
Oh, the fog one, right. The fog mask appears to be the visage of a... actually, let's see if I'm getting this correctly, because I do have notes. Yeah, so it appears to be the visage of a very normal, artistically carved Hylian, though lacking the ears. Seems to be very serene. As before, it appears to be made of this crystalline material, and within this crystalline material appears to be this roiling sort of cloud. Is quite a interesting item.
Well, as long as it's not evil, we have a new magic item. But it's probably evil. Knowing how.
It doesn't seem evil. It just seems like a tool evil people used.
Oh yes, the octopus is going to carry this guy and put him down over here somewhere.
Alright.
Can I hear Hikan and Ziden talking about that?
Probably.
I'm not being.
They're 25.
sneaky.
They're 25 feet away from me.
Yeah, I'm not being horribly sneaky about it. It's just I had it in my hands and I needed something to do with it.
Then
I don't have a bag of holding, so.
after the Froggermoth is gone, Renji will come over to Hikan and Ziden, and jumping over the stream, he says, "I could inspect it for a moment. I've seen numerous magic items in my time."
Ziden will hold it out and say, probably hold off on a detailed inspection till we're out of here.
Fair enough. And I just do want to glance over it and make a quick Arcana check.
Okay. Go for it.
All right. That's a 16.
You're not sure you've ever encountered an item like this before, and while you are privy to probably what it has the capability to do, which is to generate a colossal amount of fog, you're not sure that the mask by itself is capable of pulling that off. Though it is definitely magical in your inspection. You might need something akin to an identify spell for you to be able to pull out any core details of the mask.
Fair enough. That was never in my own wheelhouse. Then I do want to try and go towards the altar where Hikan found the mask in the first place,
Okay.
to see what kind of preparations were there for the use of such a ritualistic spell.
Okay. So when you get there,
Max,
make a note.
Max
Right?
slowly walks up behind you.
Let's join the group. Drag the bodies over here.
So that's an Arcana of 10.
Okay.
It's a 22.
Oof. Nice. Alright.
But yeah, you with the Arcana of 10, you can't really discern one way or another what the exact preparations and things are that constituted this whole thing. But Max, with your 22, you believe that the ritual in of itself was more or less just a very expansive enlarged spell sort of deal, where it would try and replicate the effects and just make it much bigger. You don't believe that it has anything specific other than generating a distinctly thick fog that would envelop the town of Sarcossa. You gather that it probably would have taken a long time to prepare such a thing, and a lot of resources. But once it's in place, so long as it's not disturbed, it will continue doing its job. No need for any specifically powerful spellcasters or anything, which is yeah.
But at first when Max tries to explain it, it comes out in Draconic, and then he just catches himself and shakes his head and is like, it's a thing to make a spell really big. They use it on something like this, and he points out into the vast area but there and just casts fog cloud.
Okay.
Just poof, big 20-foot radius sphere of fog over the water. Just that's
Wow.
I'm
With that
not-
knowledge, would it be possible to replicate it somewhere else for us, or is it specialized and we need someone else, their skills or tools?
with this 22. Does Max think he could replicate it?
You believe that with more power and time, you would be capable of replicating it, but effectively just copying down the sigils that are on this altar would ultimately mean that you would basically be redoing this specific act with this specific mask. You feel that in order to do it for a different spell, you'd have to then have different sigils in different places with different preparations. Probably need to speak to a pretty high-profile wizard for you to be capable of really kind of diversifying it.
Goes and knocks on Uriel's door.
Does it look like there's anything left of it that is of value?
Well, you note that the only thing that's left of the sigils there is like a charred sort of marking, as opposed to anything else like a paint or any kind of material. There is a map of Sarcossa, but other than that, it is a stone altar that seems to have been moved here, or possibly even crafted here. Looks very heavy, but it is just a big block of stone.
I'd suggest we...
marks on the map that might indicate who it belongs to.
If you have cartographer's tools, make a cartographer's tools check, or a proficiency in cartographer's tools. You can make a cartographer's tools check with intelligence as the basis. Otherwise, you can roll investigation.
Natural 20.
Nice. You have a look at the map. It appears to be a bit damp and rotted after being in the sewer for so long, but otherwise it appears to be a very basic map, like a store-bought map. There's no insignia or any other kind of markings on it that suggest it belongs to anyone of a specific profession.
Okay. I'm gonna cast mending on it so it doesn't get destroyed.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring it with us because it is evidence.
Okay.
I would like to remove the claws from the unconscious sea wraiths.
Okay.
So I now have 3 sets of poison claws.
Awesome.
And I have 2 key points left, and so I would like to use something that was introduced in the Unearthed Arcana to burn them to recover a little bit of HP.
Nice.
And it's martial arts die, so that would be 3,
Okay.
because it's the die. But 3 is better than none. So. All right. Okay, so unless we want to go through. Oh yeah, we gotta get a disguise for Samael.
I have, well, some of my own clothes. How big is Samael?
He's like 5'7".
I'm 5'9", so it's not that. Yeah, it's a bit short on him.
Do we
Just a bit.
need to make him look different?
I
Get a
can't do
blanket,
that.
or you could get a blanket or something simple. All sorts of things.
I might be able to make an illusion.
How long can you do that for, though? Because he's got to get for a decent way.
About 10 minutes.
Mm.
At least get him out of here and somewhere else.
We'll see if we see, since it's a lot easier to see down here now. We'll see if we can find a blanket or a cloak or something.
Okay. You did mention that there was a box, or like a series of boxes of other supplies that they got when they stole stuff.
Yeah, we do want to check that out. That's over at the rat infested place, correct?
Yes.
Should we at least damage the altar to try and make sure it can't be used again?
Good idea. And I return, and with my I change my spear into a giant sledgehammer.
Okay.
You can do this!
I can do this. That's a 17 for 11 bludgeoning damage on my first whack.
Crack. And there is a distinct crack in the altar now, though it is still in vaguely the same shape.
And once more, that's a 15 for 11.
Once more with feeling crack. Now there's a big chunk of stone that kind of breaks off and slides away, making
And then
it
as
less distinct.
I try and, with a bit of an angle, hit the place where it cracked in twain.
Okay.
And that's a 19 for 11 damage.
Woo, 11.
I think your mole
We're
has
consistent
a favorite.
tonight.
Your mole has a favorite number.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6.
It's always been 4 plus 2 as well. That's great.
It's always been 4 plus 2. That is disturbing.
Yeah. But yeah, you, with one final strike, it crumbles before you, becoming basically useless.
I think I'd
Does
have
it
the
also
octopus.
disintegrate?
It does not.
Good.
I'm gonna have the octopus take parts of it and just dump them in the water.
Okay.
I get out of the way for that.
Blub, blub,
Question.
Hmm.
blub, blub.
I'm not Tyrina, so I can't carry both of these people.
I'll do my best, but I'm not the strongest of the group.
I imagine the octopus can carry them a fair way. At least till the ladder.
But the octopus might have to deal with quippers.
The clipper's like plus it can go
No.
online.
Are they? Because I don't see much of a corpse left.
Yeah, the corpse is gone now.
Fine, the octopus will go on the land.
Poor creature. Okay. So.
The octopus is smart enough to know that he's being oppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the octopus is made out of nature spirits.
I have an idea. When we go back up, and after we look through the things, when we go back up, if someone could get a guard, because I'm sure people are investigating since the fog mysteriously vanished, we could start getting these unconscious or scared people up the sewer with their
Did
help.
I realize, like, did I get a sense of how well the guards here knew about Sheikah?
Yes. They seem to be familiar with Sheikah, though they have hardly ever seen them.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to just put my cloak, my Sheikah cloak of protection, on full display, and as I head up into the streets, I'm going to try and find the nearest guard outpost.
I will look for a cloak or something.
Should we check if
with
there's
the rest of
anything
them.
interesting down in that bottom left corner?
I got it.
He's got it.
You head over to the bottom left corner. You find that it is basically blank down here. There is what appears to be something that could have been here, but they never really furnished it.
Nope, nothing.
The devs didn't think of anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was an insult, backhanded. Sorry.
That's fine. It's okay.
And then we'll get some things, look through the things, make sure that they're the magic items or some items, and
Did we
grab a
take
cloak or
anything?
something for Samael.
Did we take anything from that storeroom over there? Can't remember last time.
I don't believe you did. You peered down the corridor. You heard rats, but you didn't take anything.
No, we didn't take anything from the storeroom. We just took something from Samael that we still need to investigate.
Do you think it's worth looking in there?
It's someone else's stuff, isn't it?
Don't know. If so, we'd return it to them.
Okay. We gotta at least see if we can find a cloak or something.
So before I go too far deep, can I see anything like a swarm of rats ready to attack?
Make a perception check.
For a 19.
You don't see rats. You definitely hear the scrabbling that seems to be coming from a couple of the boxes in there.
Well, if we want to go in there, we can either fight some rats or I can talk to some rats. Actually, if I talk
talk to them.
before I talk to the rats, I'm going to have the octopus move these guys and put them by the ladder.
Alright.
And he'll also get Samael down from the ceiling and put him by the ladder.
It's like he brings him down from the ceiling. He's like, "What? Hello?"
I have the octopus give a friendly wave, just like the spider who vanished, before the octopus vanishes.
Okay. It's just kind
And
of like.
then I'll ritual cast Talk with Animals and go this way.
Alright. Okay. So you ritual cast Talk with Animals. As you kind of enter in, you realize that it is specifically this box and this box where the noises are coming from. But it's basically a chorus of chatter from what sounds like 2 swarms worth of rats, like arguing over food.
Okay, Ziden will call out and say, "Hey, you guys, I just need to look in the boxes here. If you don't get in my way, I'll give you some food."
Make a persuasion roll.
I will actually have the good berries ready at hand to aid me in this. For a 20.
Nice. So the argument stops. At which point, they kind of like there's no immediate verbal response. But one tiny voice eventually picks up and says, "Yes, okay, yes, please."
I will come in, I will put a bunch of good berries on this box and on this box, and then I will
Okay.
look through these boxes.
Alright, so as you calmly begin to look through those boxes, the boxes you put the good berries on top of begin to shake violently, as like holes are chewed in the top, and then the good berries fall in, and then it's just it's a cacophony of nonsense that just goes on with those boxes. But as you get to the boxes that don't appear to have rats in them, feel free to make an investigation check.
And go. Oh, 6.
There's a 6. You begin to pour through the boxes, and it is an assortment of knickknacks and random stuff, not all of it being food. You assume that what food was there was probably in the boxes that are now filled with rats. As you look through, you manage to find you think you managed to find a bit of cloth, but it turns out to be like a pile of tea towels and not really a blanket. And you continue going through, but it's, with the darkness and the damp, you're having a hard time finding anything of value.
Does anybody else want to look through these boxes? Anybody?
I will help the
I'm
next
good.
person that goes looks if anyone does.
Well,
Ziden will tell the rats, don't attack these guys either. He'll put some more good berries through the holes.
I go over and inspect the goods.
Food is the best, right?
That's a 6.
Well,
That's a
Hikan's assisting this
16,
time.
because I said that I would assist.
Then
What's this?
16.
What's this? What's this?
What's this? What's this?
This one's shiny.
With Hikan's assistance, you find a couple of interesting things. You find several journals which appear to be like basic logbooks, not necessarily of ships though. As you kind of peruse through them, manage to peel apart the pages, you find that a lot of the writing in there appears to be the personal journal of a couple of workers from Holodrum. It's, as you kind of like glance through it, you find it's rather dry and boring and not really worth much of your time. You find a blanket made of a thick wool, which no doubt, because it's been down here for a while, probably smells awful. Certainly feels damp enough. You find a necklace, which seems to be kind of like half of a heart shape. You find a couple of linen shirts, and you find some fine silk robes with gold trim, which are also kind of damp.
I prestidigitate the robes and the blanket, trying to get rid of the smells. And I hold up the fine robes just to check them out, see if they're my size or someone else's.
Seem a tiny bit small for you.
But they might be a great size for Samael.
Maybe. I look over at Hikan and Ziden and say, maybe this would fit our new friend?
Quite possibly. Let's
Probably.
get out of here now if we've grabbed everything.
Yeah. And I turn over the half-heart pendant to see if there's anything in particular about that.
As you kind of turn it over in your hands, make a general intelligence check.
Is it the one that the Zora was asking us to look for?
With that 21, with that 21, Renji believes there definitely is the other half of Tide's locket.
Okay. Well, we found the other half. Now, where is the other half?
Maybe it's one of the two we have still masked.
I mean, if it's
have
the
we-
other half of it, Tide could have the other half of it.
Excellent deduction. Are they still, like, unconscious? The others?
Well, I don't know about the first one, but the one who went across the water into the wall, probably.
Oh dear. They are not dead, are they?
No.
Okay. We'd better get some guards to sort this out.
Come
And
on,
let's do that.
let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Then now I want to put my plan into action to find a guard who knows what Sheikah are and what they mean for, like, city protection and
Okay.
kingdom protection.
Oh yeah, you need to get the
Ziden's
other
gonna, untie Samael.
two. Alright.
Help you drag these bandits over.
Thank you, Max.
Hmm.
You drag them over. I'll put them over here for the sake of convenience. But that, yeah, so you kind of start untying Samael from the spider webs. I need to move the camera up a bit. There we go. Yeah, you begin to untie him, and he kind of just rolls his shoulders slightly and says, well, that was remarkable to at least listen to. I honestly did not think that you would kill the beast, but I suppose I was mistaken in that.
You're expecting that it would take care of us?
Well, not in the sense that you might be thinking of. I wasn't hoping it would take care of you, but, well, it is a giant frog octopus beastie. It is not exactly, it is not exactly your conventional enemy. It is not like a big cat.
Still, it does not speak well of your character to not have mentioned its presence.
I did say that you would find some things down there that may shock and disturb you. Were you shocked and disturbed?
Shocked, no, but
I'm just
disturbed,
smelly.
to be fair, yeah.
Then I guess I was half right, no?
Half wrong, I would say.
Pessimistic. Very well.
Realistic.
Well, I provided you with the information. I can see that through the rush of fog that had been pulled in from the rest of the sewer, and no doubt from the surface, that you have succeeded in removing the spell. Good work. though the other half of our bargain is still in play. I am intrigued to see how you would keep me alive.
So are we. But we're going to keep you here for just one more moment as I head up to find some extra help.
Okay. So, you head up to the surface once again. You, as predicted, as you exit, you see a clear night sky in Sarcossa. It is an interesting sight, considering you've been here for a couple of days, or yeah, you've been here for 2 days. It's weird to see this place without the fog looming over it. But as you carefully note, you are aware that the noise that you generated while beneath Sarcossa has generated a lot of curiosity.
Panic, the end of the world.
There are a fair number of civilians that are kind of just outside of their homes looking around, making sure that they're not dreaming. While a couple of guards, well, I say a fair number of guards are running around and asking questions and making sure people are remaining calm. As you kind of pull yourself out of the sewers, a couple of them point over and say, "Oi, you! Oi!" And they run over with their...
Before they run over it, I clap my hands twice. I'm like, good, you're here. Wonderful.
Who are you?
I am Renji Vox of Hyrule Castle Town. I'm here on business. Maternia is aware of our escapades, as they would call it here in Zoran. I need some people here to help fetch some people out of the sewers. I also need a few pairs of clothing, face covering hoods if possible. Who's in charge here?
As you're going about this, I'm gonna need to
Did you tell him to get the captain? Tell him to get the captain.
It's just from
Echoes up.
We just get right.
The captain that speaks with the Zoran accent. You know the one.
Right.
It would be best to get him as soon as possible, yes.
Right. Tompkins, you go fetch Captain Randus.
And while you're on that, please get the clothing requested. Thank you.
Right, I'm gonna need you to make a persuasion roll for the clothing thing, because ordinarily, while you are telling the truth, it is.
That's a
there
20.
we go. Yeah. While you are telling the truth, you are a stranger who just clambered his way out of the sewer.
I do have a very obvious eye of the Sheikah on my cloak.
Oh yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so they.
Well, that does not give him advantage. That does strengthen my point.
Yeah, so eventually one of them does turn to a third guard who's like, Samwise, just go and get some spare clothes, could you, maybe? And, like, I don't know, run a bath or something? It's like, fine, bloody... and he just... Samwise just, like, while Tompkins runs off to find Captain Runders, Samwise just kind of trudges away. It's like, great, it's just 5 days on the bloody job, and now I'm a bloody handmaid, Jesus Christ. And just mumbles to himself. And the first guard just kind of stands there and says, well, they should be back in a bit.
Good. Yes, I do apologize for the noise.
Oh, so that was you then.
Well, that was us, yes.
What in the hells were you doing to make that sort of noise?
We employed some violent uses of magic in order to subdue a rather large creature. Tentacles, big mouth, living underneath the city, protecting the ritual that caused these fog clouds to appear every night.
He narrows his eyes at you. It's like, right. After a few minutes, Captain Rundus arrives, armed with sword and dressed in armor, as he looks to you and says, "Oh, it is you.
It is us, yes.
Why were you in the sewer?"
We were chasing a lead. We have found some of these squid-masked brigands who apparently called themselves wraiths. We have dealt with a couple of them, managed to subdue them, interrogated one of them, and eventually found the place where they were keeping the ritual going that caused, well, most of these fogs to appear, and as you can see, that has been dealt with.
Yes.
Now, before the other guards come back, I have asked them to procure some clothing and hoods. I wish to make sure that the wraiths are brought to a guild house as incognito as possible. We have negotiated with one of them, and he only gave us the information that we needed for the promise of safety, that he will be brought out of the city without harm.
Rundus raises an eyebrow at you.
However, we did not negotiate release, and as such, he will be reprimanded into custody of Castletown.
Forgive
I
me.
think some of them are starting to stir.
Okay, you, and you. I need you to pull down some rope and make sure that it is that the suspects are properly brought up and apprehended. As for and he just kind of begins directing people. Eventually, Samwise does return with a bundle of clothes, and he kind of passes it down, and through coordination of many of the guards, the brigands are brought up to the surface. They have their stuff, or they have themselves disguised, but Rundus turns back to you, to all of you, now that you're more than likely all on the surface by this point, and says, "Did you say that you were bringing them to the guild house?"
Unless you doubt their safety there.
I would say that their safety is not so much a concern as their capability to escape. Would it not be more pertinent to, say, put them in a jail cell?
If there are no jail cells within the guardhouse, because I meant to say guardhouse instead of guild hall.
Ah, okay.
The person that we spoke to did mention that his employers could see him where he went, especially in town, and was the whole, well, the employers are going to kill me if I tell you things anyway kind of thing.
Yes, he did suggest that the people he worked for were very powerful and resourceful.
Well, Well, if the intention is to bring them to the guardhouse, then we shall make haste. Put them somewhere secure.
Thank you, and I would ask you to put guards on them, the ones you trust the most. You're dealing with a powerful enemy here.
And kind of, again, he narrows his eyes. And it's like, very well. I shall do such a thing.
Thank you.
Let us move. And the guards all kind of just, they pull together the...
Oh, did you know about the stuff that was down there that was in the boxes?
Oh, yes. Well,
Okay,
Sure.
just making sure.
Yeah. So the guards collectively will be leading these criminals to the guardhouse, where they'll be all thrown into a cell and held there until such a time. But as they are moving away, Rundus will turn to the rest of you and say, "Well, in spite of ruining a good night's sleep, you have seemingly done a fair amount of work. I commend you for that. I'm sure that Mayor Turnier will be more than happy to oblige any form of reward, though from your implications, I have the distinct feeling that this is not over, is it not?"
Sadly, no. What we are dealing with here is bigger than we had hoped. It is part of a underground criminal enterprise, as far as we've been able to gather. Specifically, and I say this next part quieter so only he can hear, involving the Twilight Cartel.
He pauses a bit, and then just... You serious?
Sadly, yes. We have had dealings with them before coming to Port Sarcossa.
The Twilight Cartel has always been some kind of hideous old wives' tales that we are told during the academy days. I'm surprised that it is considered a real threat. Are you sure they are not simply trying to act larger than they really are?
While that is possible, we have found links tying them to several of our previous investigations, not the least of which had dealings against the royal house of Hyrule.
Very well.
So if they are trying to prop up their own legacy by invoking this cartel's name, they seem to be doing very well by it. And by very well, I mean very evil.
Well, and he kind of glances over all of you. Like, despite possibly even being prejudiced and whatnot, chances are you're still kind of scraped up from the fight below.
Yeah, Max is covered in blood and his eyes are still glowing, so...
He kind of glances over at you and says, "Well, if that is a discussion that I need to be a part of, then I shall leave that for the daylight when you are all properly rested."
That's much appreciated.
We shall be processing these criminals as soon as we possibly can. In the meantime, go rest and consider your next move. From the looks of things, maybe a decisive blow has been dealt to these abhorrent criminals.
Perfect. I look over at the party members and ask, do we want to leave them in the care of the guards?
Oh, shouldn't we check them first to see if either of them was the sister we were looking for?
Yes. We'll probably do that at the guardhouse itself.
I think that it would be best to leave them with the guards. We don't have room where we're staying, and honestly, I'm pretty tired. And my stomach hurts really bad because I got all bruised up and stuff. And like Hikan lifts up his shirt and it's just a big purple mass from the tentacle and the tongue.
Max continues to drip.
Yeah.
Also,
And we
I
should
didn't-
probably check on Mara. Mara's probably really curious about what's going on too.
before we do that, I would ask those of us capable to clean us up a bit. We've just been in the sewers.
Hard
Yes.
look at Renji and Max.
I just start prestidigitating everything.
Yeah.
Max is probably going to need a lot of time to clean himself because he's still bleeding.
You do know that there's probably a bathroom, like a proper washroom, back at the old guild house or the old trading house that you are currently occupying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at least going to make sure I get all the sewer dirt off me.
Okay.
Don't want to get infection.
So if you're all heading in that direction, Brandis will bid you farewell and then rejoin his men as they take the wraiths and the bandits to the guardhouse. And we will say, for the sake of convenience, that you get back. Mara is still sitting at the desk, though as she kind of sees you come in, she's like, "Oh, are you? What happened?
Alive,
Was that
conscious.
were those explosions you guys?"
Well, they
So-
weren't
no,
explosions.
Max just says, sorry.
No, don't. Hold
I
on.
don't do quiet.
I point to Max, lightning bolt. I then point to myself, thunder. We didn't. Yeah.
Big monster.
As you wander in, still wounded quite grievously, as you're explaining this, Mara's already stood up, put her bag on the side. She's open it up and taking out like bandages and everything like that. She kind of wanders over and says, "Okay, right, where to start? You need to points to you. I say, you need to clean out that wound. Hikan, are you okay?"
Hikan's actually still outside. He's looking over at the Fairwind Trading Company building to see if Mr. Fairwind has been woken up and is looking out at the area, kind of thing.
As you look outside, one of the third floor lights is still on, and eventually you see Fairwind come out, and he doesn't have his wig on, and he's in like this long kind of nightgown. And he's leaning on the side, looks down and says, hello down there. Hikan, was it?
Yes, hi.
Okay.
Sorry, you just was stopping in for stuff. Was kind of checking on people that I saw or that I've met since the fog seems to be doing a weird thing tonight.
You mean the fact that it's not there?
Exactly. It's weird, isn't it?
That is bizarre. Did you hear the noises, the thunder?
I did.
Huh.
That's what woke me up.
Interesting. Roll deception.
Absolutely.
Clutching
And
your
at the same
side.
time, I want like the reason I was looking at Mr. Fairwind was to like judge his reaction at the sudden lack of mists.
Okay.
Deception
And
is an
insight.
11. And
Okay.
insight is 23.
Okay. With deception, he kind of just like nods to you slowly and is like, right. Well, that's good. That's actually very good, I guess. Though I don't know if it's coming back. I'm sorry, I'm only half awake. As you kind of insight him, he does seem genuinely surprised. And he also seems genuinely half awake. It seems that he was in the middle of sleeping when the noises happened and then the no mist happened. So he's kind of in a bit of a daze at this point, or at least from what you can see. And he kind of just keeps looking at you, then back out to the port, and then rubbing his eyes slightly, and says, "Well, as much as I would like to revel in it, dear boy, I need to get back to sleep.
Yeah, some sleep sounds good. You have a good night, Mr. Fairwind.
And you too, and good on you for checking up on people who you've only met a few days ago. It's very compassionate of you. Very compassionate of you." He
Thank you.
totters back inside and goes to bed.
And then I walk inside the Zephyr's favor.
Yeah, at which point Mara points to you and says, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Oh, just lots of bruising. I'll be fine.
Oh God. And he's just
And
kind
then
of
like lifts up the shirt and it's about half of the torso because of the size of the creature.
Oh my God.
Just
What?
a giant
What
bruise.
were you guys doing down there? It's just
Big monster.
I don't know what it's called, but it was ugly. It smelled horrible. It had tentacles. It lived in a sewer. Basically, not a fun person or monster. We killed it. It's gone.
And she kind of begins like the process of just kind of like she wants to do the whole thing of going over and then beginning to apply bandages and stuff, but she's also rather timid, so she kind of just stops and is like, right, like I say, you need to go and wash your wounds. I think there's a washroom on the 3rd floor, and you, I think there might be some ice or something in the kitchen. I'll be right back. And then she puts it back down and then heads off into like brisk walks into the kitchen, and assumedly you guys eventually manage to get a bit of a long rest.
Ah,
I follow my
I
doctor's
do.
orders.
I do offer up to help bandage, since Mara does seem to be a bit timid, so I do offer up to help bandage.
Aw,
Like Max or others kind of thing, if need be.
okay.
I was only grazed.
Max, of course, gets very twitchy about people throwing bandages around his chest.
Alright.
Because, he'd have to take his, shirt off for that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Kinda, but
He
like,
doesn't want to do that.
but
Okay, so here's a plan. I'll wrap my cloak around my eyes, and I won't see anything, and you just guide my hands. Okay, here we go.
But you do eventually figure it out, and you all get yourselves a long rest, and we will continue on next time, as we will end the session there. You guys have had a significant victory against the beast that lies beneath the surface.
Huzzah!
Yes, and yeah, that was episode 42 of Hyrule Chronicles. I have been ArticulateT, the Game Master, and with me today, as always, I have had Renji Vox being played by TheNetherlad.
It has been a pleasure as always.
I have had Hikan Sio being played by Alvarance.
Have a good one, guys.
I have had RoboPirate playing Ziden Shari.
Farewell. I got to have my kaiju battle. It was
Yeah.
You did.
And finally, I have had Keistrith playing Max.
I hope you sleep better than the people of Sarcossa did tonight. I'm so sorry.
And we will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye now.